how I organize the. We're gonna look at how I organize the Ableton tracks, how I send them to the front of house. Sorry, I'm trying to get the mic balanced here on my leg. All right, and I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna click on any one of these. Say number two. I'm gonna throw cues back in there. I took it out while we were listening to it because I didn't want to hear the cues. And I'm gonna hit period, and I'm gonna add the click track back in up here before I forget. And then I'm gonna go to number two, and I'm gonna go. I can click on any one of these that say two. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna hit configure, do the drop down menu, and I'm going to select the PCC Powhatan, Ableton interface, or whatever your interface is called at your location. And now I have the audio track selected. And I want cues in channel, click in channel 1, that's correct. Cues in channel 2. And then everything else, I am going to throw in 3 and 4. 3, 4. And this is the simple part. You have to understand, I hope you understand these, try to understand these tracks that they send us have all been mastered and worked with to be heard down one stereo pair of speakers. So they've been all set up to be sent down and listened to in two earbuds. They've all been mixed to listen down two little speakers on a computer or a cell phone. And so they've been mixed to be heard together as a stereo pair. So you can throw, in the simplest form, you can throw all your synths and pads and your percussion and your bass synth. You can put them all in the same stereo pair if you want to. And that works, I would say, about 90% of the time. And you have plenty to mix in. You have a stereo pair you can just mix in. Keeps it simple. It doesn't chew up a lot of channels. Well, let me turn this off. Remind me tomorrow. It doesn't chew up a lot of channels, and it's in one place for the band to find, and for your front of house person to find. This is just your two stereo tracks that we're sending from Ableton. Now, if we were missing an electric guitar player, if we need an electric guitar player, we have these electric guitar channels. I would then send these two down a stereo pair. I would send them down 5 and 6 is what we have here. It might be different at your location. And so now we can mix in electric guitars separately, but we don't have we have electric guitar players, so we don't need them. I'm just changing back to 2 so I know that they are not being used. And so then I would use them. Or if there is a song, you listen to music and you realize there's just one little instrument, there's an instrument somewhere in here. Maybe it is, there's one song we play, I can't remember it, there's a dulcimer, and it's a lot of fun. And you might actually, if you have an open channel, send that dulcimer down a particular channel. The band doesn't really need to hear it to play along. They can use it if they need to. It's really just for front of house and just adding the extra layer of texture into your mix at front of house. And that might be something I might throw down another send as just a different instrument. But these have all been set up to be heard and listened to over a stereo send, a left and right, or 2 earbuds or 2 laptop speakers. So sending them all down a stereo pair, which we have 3 and 4, still works just fine and can be easily mixed in with the rest of the band once you get a good mix set up with your band on stage. And that's how we have it set up. Now I'm going to save this again. I'm going to hit Command S and I'm going to hit Save As. And I'm going to keep the date right. I'm going to keep the date the same, 5/17/20, and I'm just write revised. And I'm going to keep the original file, and I'm going to save this on the desktop as the new version. And that will save all of the work we just did as far as breaking things out and muting things and turning things down. And that's really the simplistic. That's really trying to keep it simple, not tune up a lot of channels. And again, the tracks and synths are all in just a stereo pair of channels that I've linked together on the stage. So it's just one fader that you can move to bring this stuff up and down in the mix. And you don't have to worry about sending this electric guitar 1 to the open electric guitar channel. And like I said, everything they make in here is set up to be stereo send. So sending one electric guitar down a mono send can sometimes be just not sound right, especially if you look at this one right here. This electric guitar's left channel is so much different than your electric guitar right channel. There's a lot going on there. And your left, if it's set up and sent down a mono channel, the tracks usually just kind of feel like they're just stepping on each other. It doesn't really have a lot of good spatialness to it and sound separated out. So, and that's just that one electric guitar track. Let's see, if you look at this one, again, this one's really different from the left and right compared to left and right. And if you let's look at this one. This one is almost all exclusively in the right channel. There's hardly anything in the left channel. That's a little bit different. So if you were going to do electric guitar, it's really good to send these down a stereo pair of your left and right. So like I said, if I was using these, I'd send these down 5 and 6. Acoustic guitar, there's a little bit of difference between the left and right, but there's not a whole lot of difference. So it's probably fine if you wanted to just send that down a mono channel, one channel. But that's how I send it and set it up here. Everything's going down 3 and 4 down one stereo pair. If I have something open, a couple channels open, and something that's not crucial for the band to listen to, I might send it down another channel, but I usually don't. And that is how I set it up and send it to front of house. Thanks for your time.